So yeah, with the recent launch of Navan Anywhere, we're definitely seeing a shift in the way travelers and travel managers are engaging their day-to-day work environment. They're moving into managing things through MCPs, they're managing their own AI agents. It's becoming extremely interesting, and sometimes that takes place in Copilot, sometimes it's taking place in Cursor. We're seeing a lot of change in the way people are working. I don't think there's any defined answer yet in the way that travel and the way travel managers run their programs is going to evolve. With Navan Anywhere, we're able to meet the goals that they have as they build AI, as they adopt their AI strategies internally, and just as they generally look to make themselves significantly more efficient in the way that they're working. It's really the core of what we're trying to do. So with Navan Anywhere, we've launched this product into Google Gemini. We actually have an MCP that's out and running today. Just last week, I think we saw about 11,000 individual hits to that MCP across the companies that are adopting. So we're seeing some very real traction. And we're just getting started really on how we're launching this into those workspaces where we're seeing work move. We have Slack in the works, we're working on Copilot, we're working on lots of new ways to actually bring Navan directly to where these travelers and their travel managers are working. So the recent launch of the Hilton Direct Connect on Navan obviously is a big step for the industry. We're seeing I think what's to become a pretty significant change in the way that distribution's working, what travelers are expecting is changing. So the Hilton Direct Connect for us does a lot of different things. It changes the way that we can bring inventory and its metadata to life, which is really critical when you think about AI interfaces where the metadata that's supported needs to be significantly more rich. People are looking for a more guided, personalized experience. Direct Connect with our partners really brings that to life, and that's something that we're looking to expand, and we think that our partners in particular are really looking to emphasize. They're looking for new ways to bring their brands to life, and we see this as a way to do it. In addition to that, things like a Direct Connect can bring, really innovative technology solutions to really complicated industry problems. So things like virtual card payments, things like folio retrieval, those kinds of workflows that are typically major pain points. They feel small, but they're major pain points that add up over the course of a traveler's journey. They can be resolved immediately through technology, and that's really what we're looking for when we build partnerships like this. We're definitely having conversations with partners around the world that are looking for very similar types of outcomes. They're looking to reduce the friction. They're looking for technology and innovation in the technology that supports it. And they're looking for ways to actually build for an AI future. They want to make sure their brand is built for where the world is going. And when we look at partnerships like this, the one that we've done with Hilton, we think it's a really good step in that direction. We look to continue to build on it. So Navan's NDC program continues to mature. It's been for years now. It's been about building out the actual connections. It's been about scaling the accessibility of that program. But it also really is about actually going end to end. It's about building out these APIs, not because they can bring you the best content, that certainly helps, but also because what you can do with the content, which for our travelers and our travel managers is really, really critical. They don't need just to be able to buy it, they need to be able to service it, they need the benefit of the name changes, they need the benefit of the schedule change events, they really need that end-to-end servicing component that's attached to the NDC. So as we continue to mature our program, which hasn't taken a backseat at all inside the walls of Navan, we are really focused on how we can build those new APIs, support as the airlines are adding more to them. They're certainly continuing to innovate in that space, thinking differently. And as you think about where retailing is going, as AI is playing a role, personalization is becoming in the forefront, guidance and consultation is playing a more significant role. Going down a path of new technology solutions like NDC and other supporting technology really gets us closer to that level of personalization and guidance that our travelers and our traveler managers are really looking for. They're looking for ways to manage their program at scale and get insights that they couldn't get before and build a more strategic framework for how their programs being run. Technology like these NDCs and Direct Connects that we're putting in place, those are really ways for us to unlock that new capability, new insights, and really just make their program more efficient. Okay. Question is, when you think about the future of business travel, what makes you optimistic? What I think is really great about business travel is that there's new generations entering business travel every day, right? We have tons of new employees, for example, even at Navan, that are getting on the road for the first time, and it's really awesome to get their point of view on how we're building and what we're doing. bringing in the new generations of travel managers coming in and actually beginning to run their own programs, maybe starting somewhere small and then working their way up into these global programs. They're challenging what this industry can do. They're challenging for innovation, they're challenging for growth, they're looking for new ways to work. They're challenging what our relationships look like as partners, as vendors around the industry. And it's really, I think it's making the industry itself better. It's pushing us to do more. It's pushing us to build new technology. I'm really excited because I think that innovation is really, that challenge for innovation is what's ultimately going to make this industry, stay forever, and it's really going to continue to grow. We see that growth today. It's not slowing down. As you get pushed, we're going to continue to grow.